On today's episode, we're going to be talking about operation managers. When and why and who do you need?
And how?
Maybe how. We'll see how long we've got.
Well, this came from the mastermind we did last week. We did a 2-day mastermind in my house, actually. And we covered a lot of topics in that mastermind. It was a really good, in-depth one. And one of the things we talked about was what an ops manager would actually do and when do you need one. So I'll give you a couple of examples. One is we've got, and I won't name them, but we've got one mastermind member that's got 23 staff, I think, at the moment with no ops manager. And we've got another mastermind duo partnership that have probably 5-6 staff, and they're about to recruit an ops manager. In fact, they have recruited an ops manager, and they want to know what this ops manager will do. So that's both ends of the scale. Now, my feeling about this is that when you actually get the right ops manager in, you'll wonder how you ever did without them. So recruiting that person early is the right thing to do. You don't necessarily have to call them an ops manager at first. You can call them something, an office manager can be an operations manager. They don't have to actually have an operations manager title.
Yeah, just wanted to go through the definition of an operations manager. According to my mate Chat.
I think I know what you're going to say, actually, and I'm not sure I actually agree with it.
All right, but I do.
Oh, go on then.
An operations manager is a key person in a business responsible for overseeing the day-to-day running of operations to ensure everything runs smoothly, efficiently and profitably.
No, I agree with that.
And main responsibilities are processes and efficiency. So making sure that you actually have processes so that there is consistency in performance and everything's systemized. People management, so the hiring, training, scheduling, performance management, KPIs, etc. QC, so ensuring everything is done at a similar standard.
Quality control.
Yeah, budgeting and costs. So expenses, supplier relationships, anything to do with the team's outgoings and etc. Logistics, so could be vehicles and
premises,
those boring stuff. It gets even worse. Health and safety / compliance. So, although I am apparently the AML officer, Edward would sort all of that out.
God help us if you're our AML officer.
I take the role very seriously. Thank
you. I'm sure you do.
I've got a badge on my desk. Phil Jones, AML officer. And then technology and systems. So the software you use, any new software, what can we use to increase efficiency, anything like that.
Okay. The reason I think this person that's got 23 staff should hire an operations manager, and he should have already done it by now, is because if you don't have an operations manager, you are the operations manager. And between him and his partner, that's what they're doing. They're managing all the operations for the business. While you're managing the operations, you're looking down. You're not looking ahead. You're not forward thinking. And it takes a different kind of personality and a different working style to manage the operations of your business versus the forward thinking of your business. If you think about those two types of thought processes, so imagine you're having an operations meeting with your team, and you were talking about the here and now. You'd be down in the weeds talking about, things that affect you on a day-to-day basis or hour to hour. If you're having a strategy meeting with your team, you're thinking about growth and future and vision and mission and all those things. So it's a different thought process.
Yeah, and I can we see two main problems with ops managers. One is that people get them in too early. So they've got a team of like 2, and then they've got an ops manager.
And one of those is an ops manager.
Yeah. Or they go the other way and they see it as a cost. Mm-hmm. So it's a direct cost to the business, and it's not going to generate leads or generate income. And I think the important way to see it is it's like, let's use football, because we both love it so much.
One of us does.
And say you've brought in a new centre forward, score all the goals. Your ops manager would be the medical team or the tactician to make sure that forward is in the best condition, has everything they need, and will get the ball to score the goals. And although you can see that as a direct cost in terms of their wage, their salary, what they should be able to do is increase everyone else's output by 10, 20, 30%, and the company as a whole, their output.
Yeah, it should be. It's like putting a rocket underneath everybody else, isn't it? Allowing them to do their job so much better.
Should be.
You think about, not just a footballer, but any sports people will always have some kind of PA to help them with manage their hotel bookings and they're not doing all that themselves, are they? Because they should be practicing and they should be keeping the best condition.
They should.
Whether they are or not, I don't know. I was looking at Eilish McColgan's Instagram the other day. She's an amazing person. I think.
How are you saying
brilliant. It? Yeah, I was calling it. No, is it Eilish or Eilish?
I think it's Eilish.
Yeah, I think I've been calling it Eilish, and I think it's Eilish. Somebody will tell us. Eilish, yeah.
It is an E though, isn't it?
It's EIL.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Eilish.
It's Eilish.
It sounds like Eilish. Anyway, and her partner and now fiance, he's her coach, and they spend all their time together getting her in the best possible condition. So he takes on all the responsibilities of the booking and make sure she's got, I don't know, the right outfit for a presentation or all that kind of stuff. So she can just focus on just getting herself or keeping herself in like racehorse condition. If she has to do all those other things, she's just going to burn herself out.
Yeah, Eilish McColgan.
Liz McColgan's daughter. I love her. Both of them. They're a great family. Wish I knew them.
Which one? Eilish
fangirling. Eilish and Liz.
And Eilish.
So I think what we're trying to say is that somebody needs to do all these operational things. Whatever you call them, doesn't really matter in the early days. It does matter later on because you need to attract that kind of person.
Okay, so what sort of turnover and what sort of size team are you looking at?
I think it's more about, are you being held back? Could you do more if you didn't have all those tasks on your plate? And that goes from at the very early stages of just answering the phone all the way through to strategic planning and implementation, which is what Edward does for us. So I think it's at all stages. The first person that we suggest you hire, other than you, is somebody to take off your admin. And does admin include compliance? Does it include paying your speeding fine when it comes through? Because otherwise you're going to end up in front of a court.
Yeah.
So what we did was we came up with a list with the masterminders of all the things that we thought a really good ops manager should do in their job that you then don't have to do anymore. And coincidentally, they all start with P. And if they didn't start with a P, they're not on this list because they don't form part of my little P list. So they're not in any particular order. I need to get these in some kind of order, but I'm going to read them out. Performance, which I think is a great word. That was Michael Mortimer's word. That is the performance of the business as a whole. And obviously a lot of other things rely on the performance or move the needle on performance. People or personnel. Premises. Protection, that's all the compliance stuff and insurance. Profit, which is everything to do with the finance. It all comes down to the profit. So cost cutting, which is what Edward's working on at the moment, comes under profit. Projects and progress, they kind of go together, those. So in order to make progress on something, they have to be divided into projects and be given milestones and owners. Pool cars. Can't put any other kind of cars. It's just, I couldn't have vehicles, could I? So it's pool cars. Processes, problems. If there is a problem, Edward is the first person to hear about it. So when, like last year, one of the client executives put the wrong fuel in a car, Edward was the person that they phoned to say, get me out of this problem. And so it's somebody that's not you that's handling that. So it's kind of firefighting, isn't it? And then we've got things like privacy, which falls into, so we've got privacy and policies, so they kind of fall under protection. So like privacy, like GDPR and safe storage of things. Planning, so that's where you progress the projects with planning, so strategic planning. And then we've got priorities, which is kind of the same thing, really. What we're going to be focusing on as a company. Properties and portfolio. So they're two separate things for us, not necessarily for you. Portfolio is us growing our portfolio of properties and any other commercial properties, anything that we have that is an asset to us. And the properties are, if somebody has a leak, then they would phone, the letting agent would phone Edward, not us. And the portfolio is all about getting our mortgages, getting the remortgages, getting the finance put in place, make sure we're at the solicitors on the right day and all that kind of stuff. And that was it. That was all the P's. Good list of P's,
Right,
that.
don't look at the list. How many of them can you name?
Oh, quite a few. There's about 20 there. I need to write a book on it, I think. But I did put it through Perplexity, or you can put it through ChatGPT, and said, can you put a job description together for this? And can you group these P's into separate sections? So I've done that. I've also made what I think is a list of roles and responsibilities and a full job description. So I think it's a pretty good document now. So if you'd like that, it is an AI made one, not a Sam made one, but Sam has cast eyes on it, so it's worth having. If you'd like that, then let me know, sam@ajmastermind.co.uk, and I will send it over to you and see what you think. I can also give you privately my judgment and advice on what you should pay that person, what kind of person you need in that role that you're looking to fulfill, and anything else that you can ask about, really, to do with ops, because I like ops. I'm a bit of a rock, really, secret rock. Whereas you're not.
No.
Ops bores you.
Yeah, I appreciate ops because it helps me, takes all the rubbish off me.
Just think about all the things you'd have to do, wouldn't it, Edward?
It's an awful job.
I don't think it's an awful job. For you it is, because you're a hustler, but I
hate it.
I think I could actually do Edward's job. I think I wouldn't do it as well as he does it, and definitely not as tidily, and I'd get distracted easily. But I think it's so necessary, it's so fundamental to the business. I think if Edward left, we would notice immediately, something would go wrong immediately. So we appreciate you, Edward.